Hello, welcome to the Southern Bible Thumper channel. For this upload, we will be reading 2 Samuel chapter 10. And it came to pass after this that the king of the children of Ammon died, and Hanun his son reigned in his stead. Then said David, I will shew kindness unto Hanun the son of Nahash, as his father shewed kindness unto me. And David sent to comfort him by the hand of his servants for his father. And David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon. And the princes of the children of Ammon said unto Hanun their lord, Thinkest thou that David doth honor thy father, that he hath sent comforters unto thee? Hath not David rather sent his servants unto thee to search the city, and to spy it out, and to overthrow it? Wherefore Hanun took David's servants, and shaved off the one half of their beards, and cut off their garments in the middle, down to their buttocks, and sent them away. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, Tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return. And when the children of Ammon saw that they stink before David, the children of Ammon sent and hired the Syrians of Betharob and the Syrians of Zobah, 20,000 footmen, and of King Maacah 1,000 men, and of Ishtob 12,000 men. And when David heard of it, he sent Joab and all the host of the mighty men. And the children of Ammon came out and put the battle in array at the entering in of the gate. And the Syrians of Zobah and of Rehob and Ishtob and Maacah were by themselves in the field. When Joab saw that the front of the battle was gained against him before and behind, he chose all of the choice men of Israel and put them in array against the Syrians. And the rest of the people he delivered into the hand of Abishai his brother, that he might put them in array against the children of Ammon. And he said, If the Syrians be too strong for me, then thou shalt help me. But if the children of Ammon be too strong for thee, then I will come and help thee. Be of good courage, and let us play the men for our people, and for the cities of our God. And the Lord do that which seemeth him good. And Joab drew nigh, and the people that were with him, unto the battle against the Syrians, and they fled before him. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Syrians were fled, then fled they also before Abishai, and entered into the city. So Joab returned from the children of Ammon, and came to Jerusalem. And when the Syrians saw that they were smitten before Israel, they gathered themselves together. And Hadarezer sent, and brought out the Syrians that were beyond the river, and they came to Helam, and Shobach, the captain of the host of Hadarezer, went before them. And when it was told David, he gathered them all together. And when it was told David, he gathered all Israel together, and passed over Jordan, and came to Helam. And the Syrians set themselves in array against David, and fought with them. And the Syrians fled before Israel. And David slew the men of 700 chariots of the Syrians, and 40,000 horsemen, and smote Shobach the captain of their host, who died there. And when all the kings that were servants to Hadarezer saw that they were smitten before Israel, they made peace with Israel and served them. So the Syrians feared to help the children of Ammon any more. In the previous chapter, 2 Samuel 9, David speaks with his servant, inquiring about any of King Saul's remaining relatives. King David wants to show kindness to any of Saul's remaining relatives, keeping his promise to Saul in 1 Samuel 24. In the current chapter, 2 Samuel 10, King Nahash, the Ammonite king, died. David sends messengers to express condolence. The Ammonite people humiliate the messengers, which kickstarts a war. The Ammonites hire help and are unsuccessful. Israel subjugates the Ammonites. Summarizing 2 Samuel chapter 10. So the king of the Ammonites dies, and the son of the king, Hanun, succeeds and becomes king in his place. Before I get into that, I just want to uh, review who the Ammonites are, because they are born from inbreds. Okay? So, Genesis 19, this is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Once Lot was able to escape, his daughters took turns getting him drunk and sleeping with him. Okay? So, see that in 34, 35, 36, both the daughters became pregnant by their father. 37, the firstborn bore a son called Moab, and the Israelites did deal with Moab. Then the younger bore a son called Ben-Ami, father of the Ammonites. So right now, we're in 2 Samuel 10. We are dealing with another group of people who are born from inbreds in the book of Genesis 19. So just want to be clear on that. Also, I just want to point out again that there's a connection from Noah and him cursing his grandson Canaan, sexual immorality, and what we see now with these inbreds. So, in the book of Genesis earlier, Noah got drunk. He has three sons, Shem, Ham, Japheth. The Bible does not specify which of his sons are the youngest, but Canaan is Ham's son, so Noah's grandson. Noah was drunk, he was naked. Ham laughs at his father naked and tells his brothers, who come and cover him up. When Noah wakes up, all the Bible says is he knew what his youngest son had done to him. The Bible is no more specific than that, which leads me to believe the lore that I found online, which there's other people who are just as interested in the Bible, and the assumption is that Canaan did something to violate Noah's boundaries, his consent, and it was a sexual manner. And that theory is not confirmed in the Bible. I just want to say that it isn't confirmed, but the idea that Canaan acted against Noah's will and assaulted him sexually makes a lot of sense because Sodom and Gomorrah is the territory that Canaan's descendants inhabited. So we know that Sodom and Gomorrah was an immoral place. Everything that tends to follow Canaan tends to be a product of sexual immorality. So we get to Sodom and Gomorrah. After that, we get to Leviticus 18, where God specifies all of these sexual acts are not supposed to be done. Most of those are incestuous acts. And God is talking about the Canaanites because the territory that Israel is living on now is the land of Canaan. These people were making the land so sick that the earth was trying to excrete them off of the earth, purge them off of the earth because they were making the land sick. In Leviticus 19, they weren't even able to eat from the land for 5 years because the land was so sick from these sexual acts. So I just want to point that out again because that's a very interesting connection that we should keep at the forefront of our minds, especially when we see these inbreds now interacting with the Israelites. So the king of the Ammonites died, his son succeeds. David wants to show condolences, so he sends some messengers with genuine good intentions. But some of the leaders with those good inbred genetics, the Ammonite leaders tell the new king, it doesn't make sense. He's not here to send condolences. He's here to spy out the land, most likely. So, Hanuman, after hearing this, being an inexperienced leader, and of course being the product of inbreeding, he humiliates these messengers by cutting off their beards and cutting off half of the beard and also cutting their garments to expose their butts. David finds out that this is how they were treated. He sends messages to those men who were sent there to give condolences and support. And these messengers that David sent tells the other messengers, stay there until your beards have grown back, since you look so ridiculous and you don't want to be humiliated. Verses 6 through 12. When the Ammonites realized that they had become obnoxious to David, I want to highlight this right now because in the King James, we saw when the children of Ammon saw that they stank before David, and that's what they're meaning. Seriously, they've angered David. They've become repulsive to David. Okay, that's what this is saying. We saw this in Genesis chapter 34. This is the chapter where Dinah, Jacob/Israel's daughter, She goes to Shechem because she wants to meet other girls her age. She has uh, 12 brothers, and the women in her family are all her father's wives. So she goes into the city. The prince of Shechem sees Dinah, he sexually assaults her, and then he goes to Jacob slash Israel asking for her hand in marriage. David and his sons tell King Sachem that all of the men of the city must be circumcised. It's an Israelite tradition. They have to do it. So, because Prince Sachem now wants to marry this girl that he assaulted, they command the people, the men in their city to do that, to all get circumcised. They all get circumcised and they're healing from it. And Dinah's 12 sons go to the city, not Dinah's 12 sons, I'm sorry, Jacob slash Israel's 12 sons, Dinah's 12 brothers. They go into the city after they've made it seem like once you get the circumcision, you can marry Dinah. They go in and they kill all of the men of the territory. So this is Genesis 34. When we get down to the very end, Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You've troubled me to make me to stink." Jacob Jacob has already been through a lot. I'm not going to go into the whole backstory, but we just see that same phrasing. You've troubled me to make me stink. That's what it's meaning. You're making me a pest among the people around me. Great. So, to review, the Ammonite king died. His son succeeds him. David sends messengers to offer genuine condolence. The leaders of Ammon don't believe this and humiliate them. David finds out, and now we're in verse 6 where David is angry. He hires, no, when the Ammonites realized how angry David was, they hired 20,000 men. It says they hired 20,000 men, are Aramean soldiers, as well as the king of Maacah with 1,000 men. So maybe they were in cahoots with this other king. But basically, 20,000, the Ammonites got 20,000 plus 1,000 plus 12,000, 33,000. They got 33,000 more men to prepare for David's wrath. When David hears about this, Jacob, no, David sends Joab and his brother. After hiring 33,000 men to go against David when he decides to unleash his wrath, the Ammonites prepared for battle. David's army captain, Joab, saw that there were battle lines. So he creates a strategy to defeat these group of people, Arameans. Arameans, okay, this A word right here. Then in verse 10, he takes his brother Abishai and puts them against the Ammonites, because we have to remember there are Ammonites, the Arameans, and the men of Tob and Maacah. Joab communicates with his brothers. Okay, he instructs his brother. I'm sorry, he only has one brother. The other brother is dead. So he instructs his brother on what to do. If they're too strong for me, help me. Be strong. Fight the good fight. And then, verse 13, Joab and his troops attack. The Arameans flee. The Ammonites realized the Arameans were fleeing, and those inbred genetics kicked in, and instead of fighting, they fled as well. The Arameans, they regrouped. So they realized that they are no match for Israel. They joined additional troops. Again, Hadadezer had Arameans brought from beyond the Euphrates River. These group of people, the Arameans, they went against David again, but they fled again, and David killed 700 of their of one type of men, 40,000 of their soldiers. He also struck back the commander of their army. So all the kings who helped Hadadezer saw that they had been defeated by Israel. The kings made peace with the Israelites and became subject to them, and the Arameans became afraid to help the Ammonites ever again.